They underestimated you so hard. They really thought that you were weak. Can you imagine? They really thought you were weak and that they had you, that they had control over you, that they had you wrapped around their finger. But I'm seeing that God had your back the entire time. God was guiding you and leading you, and you didn't even realize it. God was guiding you and leading you through your emotions, okay? And it took time for you to really be able to even accept and honor your emotions, because the dysfunction you were raised in, all of that effort put in to mind controlling you and manipulating you, and that psychological warfare, trying to get you to work against yourself, trying to strip you of that self-trust, self-worth, self-love, so that you would be dependent on them. So much effort put into it that, like, there was a piece of you that from a very young age, like, just kind of believed that, you know, you were weak, or you were a problem, or there was something wrong with you. But there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you, okay? The problem is them. The problem has always been them, not you. But because who you were, your feelings, your light was such a burden, such a threat and an inconvenience to them, that, and you realize this, maybe not consciously, but on some level you realize that this was like a real threat to your own survival. You knew they didn't like you. You knew they didn't like you. They may have even said to you, I don't like you. I love you, but I don't like you. I'm hearing, I love you, but I don't like you. So they might have said that to you, or they might not have even said they loved you ever. They might have done things that could be like viewed as acts of love, but they were really like acts of control. See, with narcissistic people, they don't know genuine love. They don't know genuine love. They only know control and manipulation, and they use so many different tactics to try to get somebody hooked into it. Like a person who goes around saying awful things, who lashes out on people, who acts like mean and cruel and just horrible to others, but then turns around and buys super lavish gifts, like big presents, big things, vacations, things like that is manipulation. That's control. That's somebody trying to control the narrative, somebody trying to purchase your affections. Now, that's not genuine love. But there's a lot of distortion around that. There were people who think like, oh, if I buy you big presents and I give you things, then I love you. No, it's not. Red flag. So if somebody's doing that, I'm sure you know this already. If somebody's doing that, then, you know, be cautious. You have a highly manipulative person there. But I am seeing that at a very young age, you learned how to put this mask on, this very believable mask. And of course, it had to be believable, right? It had to be believable because you needed to survive. And also, you wanted that love and approval. You were a child. You wanted your caretakers to love you. You wanted that acceptance, that approval. I mean, you didn't know the difference. This is all you knew. So you put this mask on and you learned how to be the person they wanted you to be. And that kind of took some pressure off of you. Of course, you could never do anything right. Of course, there was always a lot of dog whistling, a lot of insulting, a lot of like backhanded compliments, criticism, things of that nature. But you learned how to navigate that in a way that didn't pose a challenge for these other people. And from the outside looking in, it might have even looked like you were the golden child, or you were highly favored, or like that you were loved. But people didn't really understand the real dynamics because they weren't on the inside. With narcissists, especially covert narcissists, there's only really a few people who see their true self. Everybody else only sees like the mirage, the false reputation, because narcissists thrive, excuse me, they thrive, excuse me, I need some water. Narcissists thrive on how other people view them, because they just have such a low, they don't like themselves at all. They don't love themselves. They don't like themselves. They're good at pretending that they love themselves. They're good at pretending that they like themselves. They know how to put on a show for people, but that's one of the many masks that they wear so that they can survive. And it's a very messy thing. I'm not excusing it. I'm never excusing it at all. I think that they're very toxic people, and I think that you should put as much distance as you can from them. So I'm never trying to get you to like, sometimes people will be like, oh, you're too kind about the way they are. It's like, I'm not being too kind. I know that they're evil people, but it doesn't just come out of nowhere. Like, their evilness comes from the fact that they have pain and they're too weak to address it. So they get led astray and they become evil. Is it right? No, it's not right. Will I support them? Never. But like, that's the psychology behind it. But anyway, so there was like this mask you had to wear when you were around these people, and then there was this true, authentic self. And it's like there was a merging of the two. You can say it was like a merging, or you can say it was like an unraveling, like peeling back layers to get back to that true self. Honestly, like those Russian stacking dolls, right? And like the outside one, and then you and then go down, and there's the little one in there. A lot of peeling back the layers to get to this authentic self, and relearning how to trust yourself, or maybe just learning in general how to trust yourself, how to trust your emotions. But you want to know what's interesting here? Like, interesting in like a good way. Not interesting in like a what the heck, but interesting. It's like you were responding to things before you even knew that they were real and existed. Like, you were speaking on things and responding to things emotionally before you saw the full truth. And so your words and your decisions, your behaviors had such a huge impact in all of these toxic people, but it's like you didn't even really fully understand what that impact was. Because, you were going through a process. You were going through a healing process, and you might still be going through that process right now. But I'm seeing some clarity coming to you, like some puzzle pieces fitting together a little bit more for you, where you're like, man, I was addressing situations in like such like a classy, like on point type of way before I even knew I was. But there was a lot of emotion around it. There was a lot of you having to learn how to trust what you felt, like allowing your emotions to be valid. Like, you really accepting and seeing, like, no, like saying to yourself, like, no, this is real. Like, my emotions are valid. Like, I'm not wrong. There was a lot of having to like learn that for yourself. Because there's so many voices, right? So many critical voices, so many people, like so much experience where people were like, you're the problem, you're this, trying to villainize you, trying to look for reasons to make you the bad guy. So much of that going on for so long. Like, there was a piece of you, like I said, there was a piece of you that might have even believed it. But no, you worked through that process. You continue to trust your inner guidance, to trust yourself, even when you didn't understand it, even when it made you feel like, boop, like even when it made you feel awful, and you really had to like sit and evaluate, like, am I the problem? Am I being too much? Am I too sensitive? Am I too angry? Am I holding on to things? Like, a lot of times people would tell you, oh, just let it go. Like, let it go. Oh, you just can't let things go. Like, you just harp on the issue. Like, you're just stuck in the past, right? That's all like very manipulative stuff done by narcissists. Oh, it's all water under the bridge now. No, that's what a narcissist says to you. when they're trying to control the narrative. And there are people around you who have been who have been lied to about you, who took a stance against you, who are made made to be a fool. Like they acted so foolishly. But these are people who are very wounded too. They don't even have a place in your life. They're not even worth mentioning, these people, because they're so freaking toxic. And everybody around them knows that they're toxic. Why is that coming up? I don't know. But there are people, like narcissistic people always want you to like, just get over it. Like, right? Gaslight you like, but you held strong. They underestimated you, but you held strong. And look how far you've come. Look how far you've come. I'm so proud of you. God is so proud of you. And you are going to see just how much God has been vying for you and is on your side and has had your back. If you don't know it, or if you haven't felt it, or if you feel like God hasn't been there for you, like this is going to become very clear to you. Like God's been there for you the whole time. It's just that this has been a very wonky process because of everything that you had to take on. You took on such an extreme level of dysfunction. You were thrown into the worst of the worst situations. So that you could like find that alignment and radiate your light and truth and be that authentic self, that authentic, pure beacon of light that you are. It took a lot of time to ground that energy and to like, you know, flush out, unravel, flush out that false self, that like, you know, you are a very authentic person. So even the fact that you had to wear a mask could maybe like make you cringe, but that's what you had to do to survive that situation. That's how you had to cope through it. Like, don't beat yourself up for some of the coping mechanisms that you might have had, even if they were unhealthy. They got you to this point. And it was like almost all part of the plan. Maybe you had to deviate a little bit here and there from the original plan, you know, because like all this madness, all this attacking energy at you, just so trying to stop you. But listen, they wouldn't be trying to stop you if you weren't important. It's really that simple. If you were like nobody, no one would care. But you're somebody, and you're somebody important. And you're very special to this world, and I want you to remember that. Even when you're having those difficult moments and you're in that dark space and you're like, I want to give up, like, it's just too much for me. Like, no, you have what it takes. You've always had it. That light inside of you cannot be extinguished. Let them underestimate you, because they're the ones that are the fools, and they are seeing firsthand that you are not somebody to mess around with. God has your back. God is guiding you. God lets you in on everything because you're amazing. You're amazing, and you've proven yourself to God. God trusts you. God trusts you. God don't trust them. And they know it. They're like slimy. They're like snakes in the grass. But all of the things like, and I see that you've spoken a lot of truth on things that other people couldn't see, but they're starting to see it now, and they're going to see it. And you're actually going to see things play out firsthand. You're going to see things play out. And you're going to be like, I was right. You already know you're right, but you're actually going to see the proof and the evidence. Not that you need it, but I'm just saying, if ever there was a doubt, you're about to see that you were right all along, okay? I love you so much. I truly love you. I'm so proud of you. I know it's been hard, and if you're going through it right now and you're really in it, just please don't give up. You will get through this. You do have what it takes to get through this. You are capable. You are worthy. Your light is so much brighter than you think it is. You are so much stronger than you think you are. and like you're doing a really great job. Okay, even if you can't see it, you are. You're making a huge impact, and I love you so much. God loves you so. God adores you. You and God are one. Okay, don't forget that. So I'm gonna go. I'll catch you in the next video. I hope that you take care of yourself and put your needs and well-being first, and love on yourself. Love on yourself, because you are so lovable. I like you and I love you, okay? Have a great day.